Right, hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video now. Today I'm going to be doing a movie that somebody requested me to review, which is Captain America 2: The Winter Soldier, and it's because I said in the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 review that it's my favourite Marvel film, and it is my favourite Marvel film. I'm just going to give you basically a bit of my opinions on superhero films. I think that superhero films can be done really well. I'm not a huge fan of Marvel films as a general. There's certain ones that I love and then there's certain ones that I hate. For example, I love Captain America 2, but I hate the first one. I didn't think Civil War was as good as everyone thought, and I didn't like Avengers 2 as much as the first one. I thought the first one was amazing. I didn't like the Hellboy ones that much, and the Spider-Man ones, I thought the first two were really good, and the first Amazing Spider-Man was really good, and then I didn't like the other two. I hated the second Amazing Spider-Man. That's probably one of the worst films I've ever seen. And yeah, I'm a DC fan more than a Marvel fan. I know everyone's like, "Oh, you're a movie reviewer. That's impossible to do." I just do prefer DC. I prefer the characters. I prefer the films. And if I had to say my three favorite superhero films of all time, it would be The Dark Knight, the V for Vendetta, The Dark Knight, and then probably Watchmen. And all of those are DC. So Captain America: Winter Soldier is up there in the top 5, but DC is just so much better, I think. I just prefer the characters and the stories and the films. So that's just my opinion. But when it comes to Marvel, when Marvel's done right, I think it's really good. And Captain America: Winter Soldier is the perfect example of a good superhero film. I thought it had everything. I love this film so much. I remember watching it in the cinemas, and I watched the first one in the cinemas, and I didn't like it. And I didn't like it when I watched it in the cinemas, and I've rewatched it, and I hated it even more. I just thought it was so boring and so dull, and I didn't like Captain America in that film. I thought it was like the worst superhero ever. And then the second one, he was like the coolest Marvel character of all time. He's just amazing in the second film. I thought in the second film it actually let you experience what a cool Captain America would be like. He just does awesome action scenes. It's got a better story in my opinion. I think the enemy in it is a lot more memorable than the first one. When people say Captain America 1, I completely forget about Red Skull, even though he's acted by the guy who is literally V for Vendetta and Mr. Smith from The Matrix. I thought that the villain in that was so forgettable. The entire story was so forgettable. But in this one, everything just stood out. It was like everything to do with this film was amazing, and I love the final act where all the helicarriers are crashing into each other. I thought that was awesome. I also thought that this was a bigger scope. Rather than the first one, it was kind of like just his squadron. I liked it where it was a lot more epic and it felt like the stakes were a lot higher. And everything about this film was so much better. I really like the scenes. I like the fact that Black Widow was in it. But the scenes were probably the biggest thing that I liked about this film. I love the elevator scene where he has to fight those guys in the elevator. I like it when he's driving the car and there's like that Quinjet thing that drives in front of him. And he throws the shield around it, gets stuck in the propeller thing. I thought that was so awesome. The very final scene where he's getting punched in the face by the Winter Soldier, and he's just like, "I'm not going to fight you." I thought that was awesome. Obviously, the helicarrier scene, which I mentioned. All of these scenes just stuck together so much better than the first film. In the first film, I don't remember a single thing I liked, apart from the fact that I liked the realism of the cyanide capsule in the first, 30 minutes of the film. So Captain America 1, I would literally give about 4 out of 10. The second one I'd give 10 out of 10, and then the third one I'd give 9 out of 10. Everyone's going to be like, "What? The Civil War is the best Marvel film ever?" I really don't think so. I thought it was just a bit... I feel like, for me, if the film ends on a really good note, it will stay good in my memory, and it will have a bigger impact than if it's a poor ending. So a film like No Country for Old Men, for example, I really enjoyed the film, but because of the ending, I know it's meant to be like this kind of nothing really profound happens. Watching it just kind of left me with a sour taste. I didn't enjoy the overall experience because of the ending. I think that the ending is the most important part of a film. When it's done correctly, it can literally change the entire film. For example, Shutter Island's got one of the best endings of all time. Without the ending of Shutter Island, if it was just like a normal police case, it wouldn't have been anywhere as good as it was if it did have the plot twist, which I'm not going to spoil in case you haven't seen Shutter Island, but you should watch Shutter Island. Shutter Island's great. So yeah, Captain America 2 is just amazing. They made Captain America cool, had a really good bad guy, it had such a great story, had awesome action sequences, those new characters. I can't remember his name, but the guy that they fight at the very beginning of Civil War, the guy who like suicide bombs right next to Captain America, I can't remember his name, but he's in the second one. I thought he did great at being like a sub-villain. I just liked his character. I thought it was cool when they're running through the building at the end and he's getting chased. Overall, this film was amazing. I really like this film. This is my favourite Marvel film. I think it hits every single thing, and it is on par, I would say, with the Avengers. Avengers is probably my second favourite, and I love the Avengers, but Captain America 2 is just so much better, I think, in every way. I can't praise this film enough. If you haven't seen a Marvel film before and you want to, watch Captain America 2, it's the best one. But that's just my opinion. What would you say is the best Marvel film? If you want to leave a comment down below, drop one, and I will see you guys in the next video.